So let's start.
Sure.
When we talk about IoT, here IoT basically stands for Internet of Things. Now, here we need to understand what do we mean by Internet of Things straight away, correct? So can you throw some light on what you understand by Internet of Things and what exactly we mean by things over here?
Yeah, so my understanding would be things could be, any device that you would want to enable or make it smart. So it could be a refrigerator, for example, or an AC or a, television or a car,
Yeah.
for example, with
Yeah,
some
so that's
sensors
correct.
where,
Actually, this picture also makes a lot of things clear. The thing over here could be actually anything that makes our life easier in a way. So you can see some pictures like even the key is there, then we have plants over there, we have mobile phones over there, we have vehicles over there, different kind, including even uh, non-automated, more manually operated stuff like bicycle and all that, right? So practically it could be anything, which is basically to enhance the quality of life over there. And when we are talking about Internet of Things, basically we talk about networking all these objects which are there in our day-to-day life in some way where it can further enhance our way of living. So that's the basic idea of Internet of Things. And actually we look for more and more data to be generated from these objects, and based on whatever the data is generated as per our requirement, we can be uh, applying some logic to it, some kind of processing of that particular data, which can convert that information into something meaningful. So it could be just the reporting at times. It could be something like based on the data generated, we find out some of the facts over there, that what is going on, and some kind of tracking system you can think of, and if required we can take some actions also. So how this basically gets possible? There are three main objects which come into picture to make this whole idea of Internet of Things possible. So first of all, in fact, four things I would say. One is your object itself, which you are looking to get connected to, but object itself may not have all the connectivity features over here. So to make that connectivity over there, you need to connect that object to some local gateway, which basically will connect two different worlds with each other. So when we talk about that gateway, that is where the concept of those boards and all those things come in. So boards are anyways just for the development environment. In the production, we are never going to use those kind of boards. The idea is the prototype application in the lab environment can be created using those development boards like Raspberry Pi or Arduino and all these things. And when we go into the production, there is a entirely different implementation which could be thought of as a semiconductor device, some kind of chip which contains the entire software, something like ROM embedded software into it, which is taking care of those things for us. So that is also important. Either you need that chip at the end, at the production level, or while developing the board is required. So that is something which we can call as a gateway to your internet, which connects your device, or I would say the thing, to the internet, and uh, allows some messages to be generated and sent to the internet, and accept those messages from internet also whenever required. So that's something where we discussed about two different dependencies. One is the object itself, the target object on which we are planning to implement the concept of Internet of Things. The second is the gateway, which could be the development board or the production chip or something like that. The third thing that you need over here is more often you would be using something what we call as sensors, because sensors are there which basically will allow you to do some kind of tracking, and based on which whatever the data is getting generated, after formatting that information in something little meaningful way, we can use our development boards or production implementation to send this information to the internet for further processing. So sensors is the thing. Now, as I said, apart from sensing the data, apart from capturing the information, at times you need to take actions also on those devices, and to take those actions to make your local object do something different, to change its state or to change its behavior or some vital parameters, you need something what we call as actuators. So these are the four things you will need: the target object, the board which acts as a gateway, and then you have sensors and actuators, which are also called as nodes. So in fact, sensors and actuators both are put into the category called as nodes. So that's how overall setup is going to be, based on which the implementation will be put there. Okay.
So what's the difference between an actuator and a sensor per se?
Can you put that in chat window, because I guess there is some disturbance in the voice.
Okay.
It will be more easy for me. I hope I am audible clearly there. Yeah, so just put your comment over there in the chat. Yeah, so as I said, basically when you talk about sensor is more about the capturing of information. So you can think of something like temperature sensor or moisture sensor. It could be a soil moisture sensor. It could be audio sensor. It could be something like heat sensor. Different sensors are there, right? So sensor is to capture the information. And when you talk about the actuator is more about making that particular object do something over there. So accepting commands is what the target of actuator is, and based on what command it has accepted, it has it is supposed to basically apply some logic to make that particular object behave in a certain way. So one particular application could be like, I'm having a heat sensor first of all, which is keeping track of whatever the temperature is. I have set the threshold that the temperature of that particular object should never cross, say, 20 degrees Celsius. The moment I feel that the temperature is hitting the value of more than 20 degrees Celsius, the internet-based logic is going to send some command to the actuator, where it can say that, okay, activate some cooling devices or something, which will actually be helping out to bring down that temperature of that object. So that's how basically the difference is. So is that clear, Joel?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So these are the things which you will need as the end-to-end setup. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So coming back to another big question, like what is IoT business over here? Now here we thought of some kind of implementation of IoT which makes the quality of life or way how we live much more better, and it enhances our life in day-to-day case. The point is, when it comes to the business, where IoT actually stands. So this is what we are going to explore in this particular session: different applications, different implementations for, which says that, okay, in business also, to make the things work more better way, we might need something called as IoT in future. So the work has already started, the research is already going on, people are already into making some of the applications as prototypes. Some of the applications are already available over there, which are working also in the real time. So things are enhancing, and in next 5 years I can see there will be a lot of dependency on IoT in our day-to-day life also. So not only in our day-to-day life, but at the personal level, even the business is also going to be depending a lot on Internet of Things.